I think I should let him wander around in polite society.
Well, you've definitely been observing him. Why don't you roll something like mind and questioning here?
I can definitely do
I mean,
that.
can I
Sort of
remind
get his
you
disposition.
of a thing out of character?
Oh, what?
I mean, you don't want to do that anyway. Not because he's crazy or not crazy, but because people are looking for him. That should be like...
Oh yeah, that's right. But hey, if Osborne shows up, I'll be extremely happy because I want to punch them so
Yeah,
bad.
Mr. Gray's been in Claudia's direct care this entire time, so
Well,
it's not
he's
like
under
he's
Mr.
just
Gray.
been out on the town on his own.
No, I
But
mean,
I
that's what
also-
she was saying, though.
Yeah, but I also wanted to get him out of the garage because he's going well. But apparently, I have no opinion. So, man, what is with me and my bad die rolling? All right. Well,
you get the impression he's just, a fun, happy, friendly guy. Really, I mean, he's constantly
rehabilitated.
he's constantly trying to take people's money, lie, cheat. He occasionally has a little bit of a bad attitude, but crazy? Nah, he's just.
Besides, I'm
inventive.
also. Yeah, well, we can't take him where other rich people would see him because. Well, I guess his disguise held up because if we went to other places where other rich reprobates would hang out,
It looks like
the guy who tried to melt us.
It looks like he's well-to-do with high society. He knows how to fit in, and in fact, is well-bred. Wouldn't you know it?
He has a sizable amount of deceit. I'll just drop him back off at the garage. No, I gotta wait until my knuckle dusters are ready.
I'm trying to think. Like, would that necessarily take a whole lot of time?
It's silversmithing, and it's got to be sterling silver. So, how long does it take to work with sterling silver?
I almost might just say, just because it's a solid silver object anyway, it might just take less than a day, even. I don't necessarily see a huge reason to put a weight on this. So let's say because of your immense wealth and the fact you dropped a lot of money on it, it'll be here for you by the end of the day.
I don't actually need it to be that fancy either.
Right, exactly. Yeah. With no embellishing, he just whips you up some solid silver.
So yeah, I'll call Dante up and ask him, like, his schedule is he's got the one who's got to book the events. If you feel I'll need his help to investigate the mysterious mines, especially the erased passage that they've removed for some reason, that it might have some sort of horror. I'll also tell Dante that what I heard was it sounds like with the hunter out of circulation, the beast apparently is dying and the fungus is starting to go away.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt you because this is all super sweet information to get, but I'm not at home.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you also can call the theater, right?
Well, I actually probably call the theater first because I assume. Did you ever replace Zamek as your assistant?
I mean, I have a second assistant. I have an assistant that was my assistant before Zamek, so.
Right, and you also have an entourage, right?
I have an entourage, but they're, here and there. They're not people that I would be hanging out at my theater.
I honestly would call the theater first.
Okay. So, Dante, of course, you're sort of done crying after several hours. At least you've dried up.
I think my problem isn't so much that I'm crying for several hours. It's just a lot to take in because it's direct confirmation that the spirit world exists and that there is life after death. And I mean, maybe that life itself doesn't matter so much except for the part where you're alive because it's the only part you have control over. And it's
right, you're going through like an existential crisis again, which is Dante's favorite activity. And in the midst of your brooding silence, you of course hear the ringing of the phone disturbing you.
Okay, it's not brooding emo silence. It's just a recontextualization of all of reality. I mean, again, the idea that everybody you know and didn't know or exists still beyond existence, in that they can't affect reality, but you can affect reality while you're alive, and it's very much, again, it's such a recontextualization of the entirety of existence, and I've lived 50 plus years in the existence I thought it was, now knowing that it's not.
Right, yeah, your mind is just flooding with these thoughts. And of course the phone's ringing. So, I think Claudia is just going to invite you. Is that right?
No, Dante is crucial to this. I need Dante.
Yeah, exactly.
I need Dante to cast a spell. I need twice.
So I suppose you can go ahead and pick up the phone, just talk it out if you want.
Yeah, I would like to get one, perhaps both of these silver knuckle dusters blessed with the Hopomaniac's benediction so I can punch ghosts.
If you want, you could come to the theater. It's where I am at. I do not think I'll be moving for the day.
Also, I guess I need to go buy some vellum, which technically is parchment, and we can go ahead and prepare some of these glyphs in case we need them. Like, it would be very handy if when we're running away from something, or when we've got someone captured, be able to slam one of these on the door and then seal it.
I have a question for you, Griff.
Yes.
My memory is only human. Opening up the journal. Mm-hmm. And by journal, I mean Roll20 journal. There is a spellbook section. I'm sorry, there's a ritual section. And one of those are the rituals of the unbowed. Is that something that we discovered at some point? Or is that just a note that we should not have seen?
Yeah, you totally discovered this at some point. This is actually part of I'm trying to remember what the other person was called. Wallace, I think? Yes. Okay. Claudia's friend Wallace.
But is this something that Zamek is carrying and that we don't have access to?
No. My ruling right now is that you have access to all of these. The players collectively will have access unless someone is like specifically hoarding something.
Okay.
So you do have it. Everything is here.
I'm just because every time that Claudia mentions the whole door protection thing, all I suddenly can start thinking about is Smash the Gates, the 10th circle ritual.
You never know when a super genius might pop in and decide to destroy everything.
Well, I didn't know if we knew about it or not because I did not remember. I keep seeing this Rituals of the Unbowed one, but I just do not remember when it came into play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering if that was something that existed or not.
Yeah, no. Totally exists, totally there. You have it, you have a whole separate book for it.
Okay.
Alright, so Dante, you want Claudia to meet you at the theater, and Claudia, are you going to try calling everyone else into the theater?
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's time to get out the phone tree and to call everyone. The Book Appreciation Society is going spelunking.
Claudia has 5 different phone lines in her house. She just holds all the phones together and calls everybody.
Well, traditionally, you're supposed to get a spotlight and shine it in the sky.
Right. Zechariah, you get the call. You can tell Edmund and James. You'll eventually get the call. The question is anyone just like not going to show up? I'm going to take that as a no then.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know what Edmund's planning.
I am invested in seeing what the hell these guys are up to. But realistically, can I put 2 and 2 together and be like, okay, these people are going to the cave? Or am I too dumb to think that, or, you know?
Yeah, are you going to stick it out alone, or are you going to go with people who seem to know what they're doing? It's a choice.
That's such a hard choice, my God. What do you think? What do you guys think? I'm talking to Zechariah. What do you think?
You could always meet with your friends. Nothing stops you with doing that and then changing your mind.
Zach is...
You're a real person. You can move around wherever you want.
Zach is going to this meeting regardless.
Yeah. I'll tag along, yeah.
Okay, so you'll end up there, and everyone will be at the theater, and it's unlocked, it's empty, and Don, did you clean up at all?
No. I look a mess, the theater looks a mess.
Yeah. So you look terrible, and of course there's still a circle of chalk in the center of the stage.
Wow, hasn't it been like 24 hours?
It's been like 8.
Yeah, literally both thought 8 at the same time.
Still, you'd think you would clean up the salt by now.
No. Also, it's chalk.
Oh. Huh. Chalk's cheaper than salt.
I mean, also, I didn't clean myself up. Why would I have to clean the theater up?
Well, anyway.
Apparently salt and chalk both work for this spell, wouldn't you know it? Anyway.
Well, salt historically has been like ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, which is why I assumed it didn't put into a bunch of descriptions, and then the spell here says chalk, and it's like, oh, okay.
Also,
both probably work. Honestly.
Pointedly though, I could write this chalk outline on the wooden stage, and then put a carpet down over top of it, and just have it there.
And I don't want to drain your magic reserves too much, so Hoplomaniac's Benediction is a 5th order.
Look, I'm not bothered. Hold on. Look, I am not bothered. I am emotionally drained. I am ever present. I am spiritually immaculate. I can do these things for you if you wish.
Sure. Well, here they are.
Now, are rituals something that Zechariah can assist with?
I don't think you can assist, but you could try on your own if you wanted.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, we can assist because one of the rituals is seance.
Oh,
If 3 of the, and we don't even have to roll, we just have to believe it's going to work.
Indeed.
I did not know this. I assumed it was like all the other magic things, where it's just the person with the power die.
Ritual is slightly different. The difficulty of it, of a spell, can lower if you spend more time on it, ultimately, or have more people assisting you to do it.
More people assisting you usually also takes more time. Because it's a Seance of Troy, which can hit what order can a Seance of Troy hit?
I think that is actually 5. But I'll double check here.
Yeah, Seance of Troy is you only need to hit 3 successes to cast a 5th order. That's why they're rated in orders, which is not necessarily the same as number of successes you got. So that means if you have 3 people, the other 2 don't even have to roll. But it takes longer, and all 3 of us have to be doing nothing while this is going on.
Right, so it'll take the scene. 3 of you will, 2 of you will have to help Dante out. The question is, who is a true believer among you? Who believes in the mystical as real?
Well, I've fought supernatural, and I've witnessed Osborne's activities firsthand. I am a monster hunter.
Right,
but,
Claudia is probably the first and foremost among everyone of believing this is real science.
I don't know if I count as a true believer, though, because I believe the supernatural is something to be destroyed. So I don't know if I count or not.
Well, you believe it's real.
If you believe in it enough that you
exists.
have an opinion that it should be gone, you're a true believer.
All right, I believe I could punch.
Well,
I can get totally behind blessing my fist so I could punch ghosts.
Zechariah has enough experience with his own powers to know this is something that actually exists, so he's not going to write anything out until he's personally tried it.
Zechariah, you can actually do magic. You already count.
Yeah.
So congratulations, there are enough true believers as is.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not Edmund or James do. James maybe doesn't still.
Yeah, James is probably still skeptical.
He is.
Yeah. But here's another bit of evidence in your repertoire then, James. So the question is, who is leading it? Dante or Zechariah? I believe Zechariah actually has higher academics.
I have mind and career in academics.
I have
Whose
more.
power do we want to burn?
Yeah, but I also have more tappable backup gifts, I think.
I did end up purchasing Reckoning Soak as well. So
well,
I think Dante has at least demonstrated that he would like to stay after all of this.
Yeah.
Dante, do you have Ostentatious or do you have Read?
I have Masterful and Read. That's what I'm saying is I also have Reckoning Soak, but I have Masterful and Read. So in the case of a failure, I can always fall back.
Yeah. What's Masterful? What's the recharge on that?
Rest.
I think one rest. I think.
Oh yeah, that's rest, but you can double it whenever. Okay. Yeah, we only need to hit 3 though. So
I thought it's 5.
3 if you're doing the seance with 3 true believers.
Oh,
if 3 of us do it together, you a third success seance casts a 5th order ritual. So you only need 3 if you have 3 people.
Oh, so this is how we destroy Earth.
You just get a bunch of true believers who really want Earth gone.
I mean, if you want to do it yourself, you need 30 successes. You get help. You get at least 2 other people.
If you spend a year casting it, you could probably lower the
Now, do they have to be true believers, or can they be compelled to believe?
They have to be real believers.
Okay.
That's the problem. But usually what you want to do is you want to get more people than you need in case some of them aren't real believers.
Yes.
It does say that people who disbelieve don't actually subtract. So go ahead and just get more.
All right. So y'all don't have a problem with me leading this.
I don't.
Also, I want to have a talk with Zach afterwards.
All right. So, first up on the docket, you're working on Hopomaniac's Benediction for number 1. The first pair of knuckle dusters.
As is the case, I always fail. So here's a reed casting. And that's a success then.
Okay, that is 4 successes. You meet it, and unlike with your circle of protection, where you didn't really feel any magic, when you're done with these and they're in the center of all of you together, pouring your psychic energy towards this effort, you could almost feel a buzz off of them.
Yep, they feel weird.
Warm and alive.
All right.
Don't suppose you've got a knife of pure silver lying around somewhere that I can do this to?
I do not.
So we need another one, right?
Yep.
All right, a second pair of knuckle dusters.
Well, I'm not going to bother using a gift on that one.
Yeah, midway through this, you start coughing a little bit and choking up again. Zechariah sneezes, and Claudia just kind of like takes a step back and goes, "Wait a second, we didn't do it like this last time."
No, this one's just a longer chant.
Right, so you just sort of all internally take a breath, try again.
Well, that's gonna decrease the
Dwindle
die
your
size.
power.
Yeah. I can. What is ritual is academics. Do I have a favorite use of academics? I do not.
I don't. Yeah.
Rituals.
You could choose rituals, but this doesn't keep the die from decreasing.
No, it's fine. I just want to see if I can get
right. He just gets
out
to
of it.
try to re-roll it again.
All right, so 2. So I'll cast Masterful Casting, or I'll tap Masterful Casting. D4 instead of a D6. There we go. So you've got your other one.
To clarify, did you re-roll the power die?
Yeah.
When you re-roll it with favored use, you were supposed to roll at the smaller size. It did diminish.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, at least the masterful
So you're
casting
saying that if
I
hold on, Raph, before you start explaining the rules. So does that mean that if my power die goes to, on 1 on a D4, I cannot re-roll that favorite use?
It also means that, yeah.
Okay. Well, still, that is...
It specifically says that if you invoke favored use with it, you roll at the smaller size.
It doesn't matter, though. I still have 3 successes. Also, I'm tapping Reckoning, so I get my power die back, regardless.
Okay. So, yeah, it still works because you had a power die when you did it, but, yeah. So that burns the power out.
Yeah, this last one just burned me out, and I had to recharge myself. But either way, I still had 3 successes on the other dice.
All right, and if any of you guys need to borrow these, feel free to. I didn't get knives because, well, first of all, I am a boxer, and secondly, this will be easier to carry around rather than, knives.
I have a very real question to ask out of character, Ender.
Okay.
Ender, though, not you, Griff.
Yes.
Have you ever mentioned your brother to any of us?
I believe I mentioned him to Claudia.
Okay, so it's never come up in around me.
It's never come up in a huge group setting. I don't believe he's ever gotten a chance to talk to Dante about it.
All right.
No. Yeah.
I was going to do a whole thing, but
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
It's like he's been. I mean, it's like they were investigating earlier, and he was trying to connect, seeing if they could connect the Zeta's research to Jasper. I don't know if it would have come up then.
I
Yeah,
don't
'cause-
remember it
Yeah.
ever being said in my presence, anything about your brother. I
Yeah.
remember I've made comments about it, but that's mostly, hey, your brother died in a fire, don't set fire to a building.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
So that is Zechariah's choice. Will he have mentioned it to anyone else?
I mean, I would have. I think it would have come up if during the research session, like it's like because he was specifically trying to find something that would connect Jasper to the Zetas.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in that case, then we could roll with it if you like Theta then.
Yeah.
Alright, then I would like to try and take Zachariah aside from the rest of everybody. Which should be easy enough, it's my theater, I know the layout. If I want to
Yeah.
pull you aside, there could be a curtain or something.
Okay. Yeah. Zekel kind of throw up his brows. He's never really had any one-on-one time with Dante before, but he'll follow.
Zachariah, I wanted to talk to you in private for a moment.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
You are not so subtle about your power. This disturbs me, but at the same time, I've had revelations in these last few hours that have set me back on foot.
It's like that kind of sounds personal. Should I ask?
I could not help to remember you mentioned your brother earlier. Wait, sorry, not earlier. Yesterday.
Yeah, he was investigating instances similar to what we're looking into now.
Yes, and you
And
mentioned that
my
you...
own power manifested shortly after his death. There's just too many connections here for me to believe that it's a coincidence.
Zachariah, 8 hours ago, I spoke to my father.
Like Zuck's gonna kind of shoot his eyebrows up once more, and you know, like having power himself, he doesn't discount this, but he definitely knows that speaking with the dead goes beyond the scope of his personal power, and he's like, "That's possible."
Well, I mean, Dante's going to continue because he doesn't know. If you know, like, my father died over 40 to 50 years ago.
Okay, yeah, and Zechariah's he's gonna look pretty shocked, and he's like, "That's possible to speak with the dead."
I did not think so myself, but when we found that book, you might notice the large circle. I could not help myself. I thought to, after I saw that news article, I had
And
to see him one more time.
And Zek's sort of biting his tongue. He's considering something, and he's like, "Do you think we could call Jasper?"
This is why I said this. I think that any resolution to a person's internal struggle is worth pursuing. It is why I offer this as a possibility to ease your suffering.
And Zek's sort of his expression is going to turn very solemn, and he's going to consider it for a minute and sort of nod. It's like, I haven't gotten anywhere by myself. If we can summon him, he might be able to tell me what happened.
I do not want you to decide on this right now. I just simply wanted to offer it to you, but I want you to wait before coming back to me with this. Not for any reason more than I need you to consider. Seeing a dead loved one or anybody is maybe more than one person can handle. let alone what they might say, what you might learn. They may be things that you are not prepared to hear. So take a day, at the very least, to think about these things.
And Zek's gonna give another nod and be like, I will, and thank you for doing this. You don't have to go that far for me.
I think I'll just rejoin the others at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone is still together. And of course, you are all fancying the newly minted knuckle dusters. They are very much solid blocks of steel. At the very least, they won't bend like a knife would.
All right. Well, are we ready to go back to Willow Springs?
I'm going to share what I've learned or overheard.
Which was what again? Remind me.
That I went to snoop around the campus once again, and I heard the same people that we saw the previous day say that they have something they may do today, that they do it every day or every night. I'm not sure if it's something, to do with Willow Springs or something different.
Something a bunch of college kids do every night.
Every Friday night. Whatever could that be? I say, rubbing my chin, thinking figuratively.
It is a Monday.
I do not know. I never went to college, and it was a very long time ago. Even if I did, it might not be the same thing kids do today.
They also said that they don't have a nightlife or don't get out for much fun, so I don't think it's going to be anything like that. At least it didn't sound that way.
Zek's kind of fold his arms and nod in affirmation. They were being pretty tight-lipped about it. It was a little bit suspicious.
Maybe it could be a, how you say, panty raid.
It's like, well, that is something fraternity boys do, but we also know that this particular fraternity is involved with this cult.
Oh, this cult, okay.
Yeah, so they could be up to anything.
So hold on, what? Today is Tuesday?
Monday.
Monday
Is it
night.
Monday? I thought it was Monday when we left Claudia's. Or I'm sorry, Monday.
Yeah, it's been like a whole 8 to 10 hours, man.
No, I thought it was Monday night that we did the research thing, and then it was the next morning when we all left, which would make
that was
Tuesday.
Sunday. That was the Sunday you came back.
Okay. And I have responsibilities come Wednesday, or is it Friday?
I'll get back to you on that. You're good.
Yeah, but I'm good for how long is my question.
As long as I try to remember it.
I
haven't written down all
say
here,
at the latest, I think
Tuesday and Thursday.
What, you mean tomorrow?
Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Oh shit! So I'm not good to leave this week because there's a good chance if we go out there. I'm sorry. There is a good chance that if we go out there, I would be trapped in these underground caverns for more than time permits.
So is this something we want to put off for a little while?
It is, as I understand, vastly more important to do this than the other, but I have to live in this mundane life. I have to stay here. If you wish to go without me, I do understand, but I cannot leave this week.
Okay. Well, you know what? The weird part is I don't see a lot of urgency about this. So I suppose we could wait a week.
Edmund did want to stake out the frat house.
Why don't you guys go stake out the frat house? I'm going to turn my efforts back into, well, the family businesses. But I can remain on call if you need me.
I don't know. It's like it's. It's like I don't want to make assumptions about other characters, but is Wanda interested in what's going on at the frat house at all?
Yeah, my point exactly.
Well, yeah, they got to be up to something.
It's like, well, if you want to come along, I guess you can. Just please try to warn me before you do something like the stunt you pulled the other night.
I'll give you some notice in advance then.
It's like I'd rather not draw undue attention to myself, not yet at least.
You have to live a little,
It's like
Zachariah.
as far as everyone at Tricoga is concerned, I am an ordinary student, and I wish to keep it that way if I can.
Well, I'm sure everything will turn out all right. The future is ours.
You're young. Live a little. I give him a pat on the back.
All right. So, what is everyone's plan of attack here?
Well, it sounds like Edmund, Zek, and Wanda are gonna go stake out the frat house.
All right, college crew.
I'm going to
Dante?
go back to work and hang out the house.
Okay. Dante and James.
Once I just hang around.
Here?
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put you out on the streets.
Okay, I thought you were saying you were hanging around the theater.
No. I probably would have tried to call the theater. Like,
Oh, wait, didn't
You're
James
at the
have
theater.
didn't James have a letter for Dante?
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
Right, but you're here right now.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
You're with Dante.
It's like we were all gathered at the theater.
Oh, okay. It's like, oh, by the way, Dante, this letter was. So someone tried to send you this letter.
I mean, if I look at it, does it look the same as the one that was under my door?
No, it does.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Where did this come from?
Apparently, they've been trying to get in contact with you.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm sorry. I meant who is they?
I'm not sure. They didn't say.
Well, who gave you the letter?
Emmett did.
Oh, okay. Glad I got another letter that came from the library, so I thought it's okay. I open it. Is it the same letter?
It is in fact the letter that is mentioned, and it in fact seems like a letter from Martin.
And it says,
Dante, I know this is short notice, but I've wanted to say this for a while. I'm sorry for mistreating the situation back at the diner. I should have been more clear about my wishes from the beginning instead of holding my tongue. I've had some time to reconsider, and I want you to know if you want to teach my brother over the following weeks any magic tricks you're looking to share, I'd be more than grateful for you to do so and keep an eye on him. I'll be busy for a while on union business. I'm not sure I'll have enough time to look after Timothy. Emmett will be making sure he gets some schooling and gets enough to sleep and eat, and he should be safe with you during the evenings. I can understand if you aren't ready to accept this kind of offer at this time. Just be sure to tell Emmett so that she knows what to do.
signed.
Signed, Martin.
And he did not, in that letter, respond to the letter that I sent to him, huh?
This appears to maybe be part of his response. It's been a while since I remember that you sent him the letter that this is probably his response to it.
Well, I mean, considering my letter to him was an apology letter, that featured a lot of very important information, and none of that was touched upon in this letter. And it's also very weird that he'd be apologizing to me, considering that I was in the wrong.
Right. It appears that maybe you made him feel a little bad.
What, by my very...
Maybe he accepted your apology.
By my huge reaction to my own wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm. But remember, he doesn't know what magic is, and you can use it on him there. And he has no idea how to contextualize that.
Jeez. Yeah, I guess I have to head to the library at this point. Thank you very much, James. Are you doing anything tomorrow?
Not that I can. Oh. Not that I can think of. I'll tell you if something comes up.
Okay, if you're not doing anything tomorrow evening, if you would like, you could swing by here and I might have something to show you.
Okay.
Alright, very well. I have to leave to take care of something, so I'm going to have to ask you to leave as well, because I have to lock the theater behind me.
Oh, no problem.
Alright, thank you. I will see you maybe tomorrow, if not then I guess next week, unless something comes up.
Alright, see ya. I leave.
And I will head to the library.
And you head to the library. And of course, the library, Emmett is there, and it looks like she's starting to close down the library for the day.
My apologies, Emmett. I just got your second letter.
Oh, you got the letter. Well, I'm glad James got it to you then.
Yes, well, I got both letters around the same time, so it's very...
Both?
Yes, that was the one at my theater, and then when I was at my theater, James came, so I got both about the same time.
Oh, so I guess your mother did go ahead and send you the note. That's good too.
Why was she... what?
Well, that's who she is, right?
Wait, who do you think my mother is?
The old woman on the phone, Miss Regina.
Oh, jeez, oh. Thank God, I thought you were bothering my mother. I had so many questions.
Oh, I'm glad she's taking care of this, and of course she wanted to say that she's of course always concerned about you.
Yes,
That's what she said to sell you.
Certainly a thing. Anyways, what is the plan? What are we doing?
Well, I've taken care of Timothy through most of the day, picked him up from school, and he's gone ahead and had a little bit of dinner. I was just about to close up for the day and take him home, but now that you're here, what exactly do you want to do then?
So is the idea that I am to take care of him at the night time and possibly some of the days, while you take care of him some of the days and none of the night time?
Well, I could definitely use a little bit of break during the afternoons. And if you want to take him until evening, then I'll take him back and make sure he gets some sleep afterwards.
Okay, I think we need to come up with the schedule for these. I know you're closing up, but maybe we should step back inside for a moment so we could use some paper and make a copy of a schedule for the two of us.
Oh, of course, of course. And the door hasn't even been locked yet, so she just sort of swings it right back open.
Alright, this is for, what was it, a week or was it 2 weeks?
I suppose as long as Martin is busy with that global union stuff.
Right, I'll pull out the note again. And did it not say? I thought it had a time span on there.
It said next couple of weeks.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I am not available for Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday of this week, and I believe the same can be said for next week, as I have rehearsals and performances. Well, you know what? Actually, I think it's fine. he can watch the rehearsals. That should be fine.
Oh, good. He won't stop talking about your magic ever since I picked him up today.
I do not want to leave him alone during the shows, though, so... I don't know. Did you want tickets to the shows? That way you could supervise him at the shows themselves?
Well, I was hoping to get in some girl time, but... I could go see a show.
Well, I mean, you could bring a date. That's fine. I could give you more than one ticket.
She just sort of sighs a little bit, if only. But I'll accept the tickets anyway.
Fine, that's fine. I will give you 3 tickets. One for Martin, one for you, and who knows, if something happens, maybe use the ticket as a opener for a date or whatever.
She'll nod to this plan. Well, it sounds like we have this sorted out then.
Right, so I will take him Tuesdays, Wednesday, and Friday. You will take him Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday during the days, and I guess I will take him at nights, which I guess means now.
Yep, hear that, Timothy? And Timothy just comes bounding around one of the library corners and straight to the door. Gonna learn magic!
It is a pleasure to see you again, Timothy. I did not think we would ever meet again.
I know, I didn't think so too. But then, my brother read your letter and he seemed really sad and he wrote another one and then things started happening and, a lot of things happened. I guess.
Yes, that is the nature of life. Things will happen.
But now I get to spend some time with you too.
Yes, it will be magical. I mean, I imagine that my face still looks like crap, but I'm probably breaking into a little bit of a smile now because Timothy does that to me. I guess if I wanted to have a son, Timothy would be the son that I would want to have.
Just hyperactive and absolutely fascinated by magic.
I'm sorry, Griff. It's like the voice that you give him, just give in the picture that you used. It's like all fucking perfect. He's just such an adorable kid.
I quite honestly love the kids I do. Can't make kids not adorable.
Well,
but you have your adorable little kid here.
I mean, in real life, I hate kids. I just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this kid's personality matches up with my character's old man personality to the point where, to me, it's almost like Up, like the movie Up. He's the little kid that broke my curmudgeon old heart.
Is he gonna go looking under your porch for the what did he call it? The bird, the bird, the snipe, the snipe. Oh shit!
It's all good, all good.
I'm sorry. It's just like that was the first thing that popped into my mind when he mentioned Up.
But Timothy will run up to you and hold your hand, Dante.
Yep, I will take his hand, and I guess we're gonna walk down
Bye,
the
Miss
street.
Emmett. I'll see you later.
Yes, we will see you on Friday. And now, for the most uncomfortable part about this, is I'm gonna have to take him back to the loft, which means I'm gonna have to be congenial to the bitch.
Of course. So you take him back to the loft, and oddly enough, it appears that though her workspace is still there, she is not in the main room. You notice one of the doors in your apartment is currently closed. You suspect she might be behind one of them right now.
Well, here's the trick. I know which rooms in my loft are the bathroom, so I'm not going in that one if it's closed.
She has, of course, taken over your bedroom.
Amazing. Now, the most uncomfortable thing is that Dante did not have a childhood of his own, given to the PTSD and the fact that his family is ruined since he was 13, and he went on a runaway after the World's Fair, and so the actual
scarred and traumatized that you are.
yeah, the actual entertaining of children, I am basically a fool. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now.
Timothy will run up to a chair, sit down in it, and put his hands on his knees and lean in expectantly. What are we gonna learn first?
I think for tonight we are not going to learn anything, Timothy. I have a rehearsal tomorrow, so I figured I could take you to that so you could see. It is me and another magician that we will be performing a stage act together. I thought maybe you could come with us to see us rehearse that.
Oh wow, that sounds great.
Yes, I have this to tomorrow and the day after. After that, you will be going back with Miss Emmett for Friday. Perhaps Friday night, I could teach you something in private.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we could go over those things that we talked about when your brother was around. Otherwise, of course, not while we're at rehearsals or anything like that.
Special magic. And of course, he's just sort of kicking his legs in the chair, and they're just kind of swinging underneath it.
But for now, I think we should get you ready for bed. And when you are ready, I will tell you some stories about my travels in South America until you go to sleep.
Wow.
So, the bathroom is this way. Did you bring any change of clothes?
Yeah, they're right here in this little case. And he pulls out the suitcase he's been carrying with him.
Very good. We will find a place for you to be putting your clothes at the night time so that you do not have to carry around the suitcase all the time. Otherwise, go ahead and you can bring you to the bath and we'll run the water, and then you could just close the door and tell me when you are done, and I will make you a place to sleep somewhere out here.
Okay. And he'll go ahead and he'll set up all this up, and he's gonna just go ahead and take a bath for now. And you'll be free to deal with Regina.
And by deal with, look in my book about the door spell that makes a door unopenable. By which I don't mean I'm actually casting it. I am just reading the page, looking at the door, and smiling.
All right. So if you're not gonna plan to do anything there, we could go ahead and see what the other group is up to then.
I mean, I've done everything I've said. He's gonna take a bath or whatever, shower, whatever he prefers to do outside of the view of the camera of the show. He's gonna come back out with
just,
whatever.
pan away. You're having a pleasant night ultimately.
Yeah, I'll tell him bedtime stories about my travels in South America, edited for cleanliness because I don't care what the era we're in is. I'm not telling those kind of stories to kids, and eventually, his excitement.
I killed the foreigners.
Yeah, well, I mean, for instance, Zamek I rescued from slavery through a game of cards. So these things, they all have their taint of.
I told them they were bad, and they just gave in.
Right, but yeah, I mean, eventually his excitement is going to just overtax his tiny little body, and he's going to get tired.
Yeah, eventually Timothy will, in fact, get tired enough to simply fall asleep.
Yeah, and I will tuck him in, and I guess I'm probably just going to fall asleep sitting in a chair, because I probably gave him the only sleepable space out here in this loft area. It's not great on my old body, but whatever.
And of course, as you're trying to slip off to sleep in one of the armchairs in the main room, You of course hear the door, and you see Regina.
Despite trying really hard not to.
Yes. You put him to sleep, didn't you?
He is asleep, yes.
Good. Good. Well, then there's only one thing I wanted to tell you, then. I'm sure maybe you'll want to know.
I mean, I have no verbal response to this if you're waiting.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to like say something like or describe that you're waiting. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for her to
She will like take your silence and stillness and say, I've seen it through my third eye. It has a new hunter.
It has its old hunter.
No. One that I've never seen before with my real eyes.
So
Not
yes.
the one that we spent so much time tirelessly fighting.
Keep
escaping
your voice.
from.
Keep your voice down. He just went to sleep. Do not wake him up.
He's a heavy sleeper. It's fine.
This is the first time he slept here. You do not know this.
I know many things. But I do know what I said.
Right, that he has more than one hunter.
I don't know how. I don't know what. But it is active now. Or perhaps alive. Don't know what its state was before. But the creature is hungry.
Remind me.
But I'm just... Go ahead.
Actually, I was about to say it. I was about to say it in an accent. I realized this is not an in-character question. Remind me why she's in my apartment again.
Because she had no place to go. You sort of offered it, or she came with you, or guilted you into it, and then just stayed there and is running off your guilt.
It's not my guilt. I hate her. This is literally an odd couple situation, except that one of them wants literally the other one to die. It's not so much like I'm not asking why is she here. In my head, I'm thinking, well, if the other people need to go to handle the situation in the town, why can't she go with them instead of me go with them, since she can basically handle the same amount of workload?
Okay. So kind of as you're thinking that, she just kind of is looking at you in your emotional state and just says, well, why don't you go ahead and say what you want to?
Why do you not return to Willow Springs with the others to handle the things that need to be handled?
Because I'm an old woman, for one. I know I'm still alive after all of that, but I don't want to go through that again. And second, I have my work here. I'm almost finished with it.
Physically, you are no more older than I am, and yet I would return.
Well, maybe you're a little bit braver than I am. I never wanted to get involved with all of this again. And I was roped into it for another 40 years. But I will be almost done with my work here. Then after that, well, I don't know. But the work will be yours.
I'm going to squint at her, and I am going to say in a low tone, go back to bed before I take my bedroom back.
Well, if you say so. And she'll give a little shrug, and she'll go ahead and head back and close the door.
And I will make a phone call.
The phone call goes out, the bat signal lights up.
Well, I mean, to Claudia. so I don't.
Yeah.
Wait, what to me?
Rafferty. Phone call.
Oh, okay.
Middle of the night,
So-
9 o'clock or 10 o'clock even.
Whatever time
It's on
small
the black
children go to
phone
sleep.
or the house? It's on the black phone or the house phone?
Well, it's not an emergency, so I guess it's the house phone.
Well, if it's Dante, I'll take it.
There you go, ma'am.
Dante, are you in trouble?
No, that's not trouble, just information. I have heard from a source that I think can be believed that there is another hunter.
Another what?
Hunter.
Oh, wow, you cut off there. Another hunter? Hope the operator's not listening to our call right now.
Why?
Another hunter?
Do you not like to go hunting? I know that the rich people like to hunt, and we are both famous and wealthy.
I only hunt the most dangerous game.
Honey badgers.
Honey badgers. They don't give a shit.
Yes, there is another hunter on our next trip.
That makes sense. The creature could possibly reach out psychically and prey upon impressionable minds.
I do like that you say, "Oh, I hope the operator's not listening." So I try to make it some sort of cover story about a hunting trip, and you're just like, "Psychic creature."
No, I was joking. I don't care if they're listening.
I mean, assumedly, your black line has an operator on it too, so.
No, that's a direct line to the house. In fact, I was just reading about how there's a urban legend story that a guy was upset that he wasn't getting more business, and he found out that the operator was giving more business to her cousin. So he invented the direct dialer.
All right. But yes, there is another hunter, and I assume that the other is still out there, given my previous...
Well, who do you think it is?
This I do not know, but they exist.
So you think there's someone out there that we need to deal with, but you don't know who they are.
I do not think anything. As I said, I get this information from what I believe to be an honest source. They say that there is a new hunter. I recently thought that the old hunter was still active, which either means that the old hunter is dead and has been replaced, or there is just a new hunter making two hunters.
So you can practice psychometry, yes? If I had something that was important to the hunter, you could find the hunter, yes?
Would that not be dowsing?
I think dowsing counts for that. I think psychometry is the specific pseudoscience.
Psychometry is more about feeling emotions or things connected to the item. It's not so much telling you where the item's owner is. Dowsing is about finding items, maybe not so much the item's owner. Perhaps you actually want remote viewing.
Yes, and that might also be out of this period of... Yeah, because also, like, once again, going behind the curtain here, it's kind of like, at this time period, you hire someone to find your keys. You don't give someone the keys and ask them where's the owner of these.
Well, I mean, as I step back, you also remember that when I didn't know who Razamek and the truck were, I walked outside and touched the gas for the truck on the lot where it was parked to then see the remote viewing.